Hello and welcome. Today we're in the Tier 9 Japanese destroyer, Okay, I'm just kidding. We're actually playing the Tier 10 American cruiser, the Des Moines. Sorry for being absent for a while. I've had some trouble with my tongue. It has a sore on it that makes it very painful to talk and eat, but mostly talk. And so it has been difficult to make any kind of content. And even now it's not quite fully healed, so if you hear me slurring or something, well, I suppose that's probably part of the reason. Anyway, we're on Two Brothers and, well, I spawned on the western side of the map, which is why I went immediately next to the island that usually cruisers hide behind so that they can shell enemies. Now it is kind of unexpected that there's a battleship pushing, but I'll take it. I mean an enemy battleship pushing, because this just means it's free damage, because Des Moines is really good at dealing damage. Now the way I have my Des Moines set up is that I go for the legendary upgrade, which means I don't have the range upgrade. However, I think it's okay in terms of the firepower or gunfighting potential. I think the acceleration the legendary upgrade provides for the Des Moines is actually completely worth it. And hey, there's a Neptune in front of me and I have a radar. Hello Neptune. Enjoy my AP. Oh, you're reversing too. This means you can't actually leave your position. Yeah, you're so screwed, okay? Okay, now he's gonna accelerate, so I need to lead. And US cruiser or British cruisers accelerate quickly, so had to lead quite a bit on that one. And I'm at 73k damage, it's 3.5 minutes into the game. I'll take it. It's almost like I'm playing an aircraft carrier. Thank you very much for that, Des Moines. I am also spotting a DD that was trying to sneak through the middle. I suppose he isn't anymore. Then again, perhaps the rune kinda dissuaded her from pushing. Well, I am behind an island, so this Republic can't see me, and if I just sail away, I think I'll be okay. I can probably take a shot on the Republic at some point, and perhaps it might make sense to shoot Friedrich der Grosse, but looking at the minimap, it's me and a bunch of battleships. So perhaps opening fire here isn't the greatest idea, but since I've already decided to do it, obviously there's no reason to stop now. The Republic seems to be making friends with RCV. Or, I guess the other way around. Anyway, I'm far away enough from this island that I should be able to shoot over it, and I will just keep going away since I am a cruiser and I do not wish to play a battleship. Benson is ahead. Perhaps I should use Hydra here. Not sure if I can actually, if I noticed that while playing, but it's something to consider. I start turning out my turrets and my ship. And finally I realized that there's a destroyer in the middle, so I should have used Hydra. But honestly, this could have been a bit too late. But this time it worked out, so we're okay. Luckily, the Republic is engaging the Montana still, and it seems that so are the other ships on the enemy team on that side. Well, the Republic's gone, so next up, I guess I'll go back to that side. Since there is a nice Friedrich der Grosse to fight over there. I mean, I could stay on this side, but I don't think it's a good position because even though there are quite many allies, there are quite a few more opponents here as well, and I don't think I would be in a position as good as the Henri on my team, for example. You look at the minimap, you can see on the easternmost border, I think our Henri is actually very well positioned because he is essentially flanking the enemy. And what he actually needs is for our Missouri and Tirpitz and Moskva to push up, so that the Henri isn't the one that gets focus fired. Right now nothing is in range, so I'll just keep sailing closer to the Friedrich and the Des Moines, and it seems the North Carolina will join us on that side of the map as well. And perhaps even the Aerroon. Interesting that we haven't really run into the enemy CV though. But I suppose the CV is probably busy on the right side of the map. Unfortunately, our Montana goes down, and our Bismarck has turned away, so this means that I suppose I'll have to be the one to tank for quite a bit of this fight. Or the Aerroon, I guess. We're both kinda good at it. Maybe the Aerroon is slightly better, I suppose. But I do have more HP. First up is the Friedrich der Grosse. If we could, obviously... Oh, there's a DD here. That's kinda dangerous. Well, for the destroyer, it's also dangerous for us, but much more dangerous for the destroyer. Well, I'm gonna avoid those torpedoes for sure. And I kinda have to keep going here, because if I try to turn into them or anything like that, I am 100% dead, because the Friedrich and the North Carolina are gonna finish me. Whereas right now I might take one Selma from the NC or the Friedrich, but I should be okay after that. Oh! The NC actually didn't fire at me. That's very good for me. I think the Friedrich actually did fire on me, so I'm gonna accelerate. Which this ship is good at, but I still took 28k. Luckily, she is burning, so we should be able to take care of her afterwards. Now I overcommit a little bit. Unfortunately. This puts me in the crosshairs of the North Carolina. And I guess the Des Moines. Okay. The Baltimore that came with us going down is bad news, and oh god, this Friedrich der Grosse survived. This is not good at all. I need to reverse. She's firing, so I need to try to turn a little bit to try to minimize the area I pose towards the Friedrich. Damek on the fire immediately. It's too bad that she's on my max range, so I probably won't be able to finish her off. Oh. Thank you, North Carolina, for focusing on the Aerroon instead of me. This is very, very good for us. Because my firepower is definitely superior to the Aerroon, so me surviving for longer is advantageous for our team. I'm gonna swap to AP because it seems the North Carolina is showing me broadside, and the AP on the Des Moines is very dangerous to even a battleship. 4.5k, 8k, and now it's the rear turret engaging too. 6k, 2k from the... okay, it's less to combine, but still. These salvos are pretty good, and now that the North Carolina is gone, it's time to go closer to engage the Des Moines. Hopefully somebody like the Yamagi can finish the Friedrich der Grosse. But it seems that we pretty much won this game, or at least there's a good chance we're gonna win this game. I have a lot of HP still left. The enemy... the only battleship that they have are the Friedrich with no HP and the Vladivostok with slightly more than no HP. Meanwhile, we have an Henri, Missouri, a Moskva, an Amagi, a Bismarck, a Des Moines. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. Because the Des Moines has no line of sight on me, I am unspotted, so I don't have to be afraid of being blapped by the Friedrich der Grosse anymore, and the CV has finally finished her off. Now the only target is the Des Moines here, and I suppose the game's going to end before we really get to do much damage to anyone else. Okay, it seems the Des Moines is actually pushing forward. She's radaring, so I guess I'll radar too. I thought of radaring myself, but I figured that I probably don't want to, because that'll make the enemy think, hey, I have radar too, let me radar as well. But she did it anyway. CV came around. I activate the anti-air thing, trying to help my Amagi, but I do not have defensive fire, so it's not quite as effective. Wow, this is actually really ineffective. Didn't shoot down a single plane. It's a tier 8 CV. Anyway, Des Moines is reversing into my line of sight, so enjoy. Oh wow, that actually, wow, that didn't actually citadel the Des Moines. Okay then. I'm gonna turn in because she's probably is firing AP too. Yeah, there it is. And after this, swap back to HE so that we can deal more damage because she is angled just like me. And there she goes. Excellent. Now it's time to go for the CV, who is probably going into the corner or is in the corner, so it's a straight line run. And there she is. I have HE loaded. I'm thinking if I should swap to AP or if I should keep HE. And feel like I need to lead a lot less than I thought. I guess she isn't going full speed. It's too bad that I didn't fire AP accurately at the start because the game's over because we just won by capping, but I suppose the enemy had no chance of winning anyway. I just could have farmed a nice 30-40k damage from this CV. But regardless, we won anyway, so Confederate, 3 ships sunk, 206k damage. Thank you very much for the treat, Neptune. Only 2200 base XP, but I suppose it makes sense because quite a few of the enemy ships were tier 8, the North Carolina for example. I complimented Neptune for being a good sport for giving me this nice treat, and I also complimented Vladivostok for playing well. Here you can see my damage. AP and HE did about the same damage, but obviously you should add the fire damage to HE, so HE outdamaged AP a little bit. But then again, I fired quite a few more HE shells, but AP is a shell of opportunity. So let's take a look at the captain skills that I use on the Des Moines. I don't really know what to use. Priority target, sure. And then I go for expert marksman, survival or superintendent, concealment expert, adrenaline rush, and then I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I sat there for a while and then figured, hey, I'm gonna take demolition expert, and then I was like, survivability expert and expert loader makes some sense. But I suppose radiolocation might actually be better, but you know, I decided to go for this in this match anyway. Here you can see my upgrades. I go for the special radar upgrade, then dispersion, although I suppose considering how weak my anti-air was, maybe anti-air it makes sense. Here's the concealment, and with all of this stuff, I actually have 5.5 second rudder shift. Maybe propulsion actually makes more sense. But here you can see the special or the legendary upgrade on the Des Moines. This thing is really good in my opinion. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, Kablamo, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.